Tesla has reported its steepest drop in quarterly revenue in over a decade. In the second quarter, sales dropped 13.5% compared to the same period last year. The electric car maker has been facing headwinds with mounting competition, a lack of new car models, and consumer backlash against its CEO Elon Musk hitting sales. The company is expected to put a new affordable EV model into large-scale production later this year. Anna Altcheck joins me now. She's a business and tech reporter for Business Insider. Anna, this is the biggest drop in quarterly sales Tesla has seen in years. How did it get this bad?
Yeah, I think there's a multitude of factors going on here. Obviously, the big one that everyone's looking at is Musk's political stint in the White House and potential brand damage that came from that. But there's also other factors. The tariff environment is very uncertain right now. The greater economic environment in general is also having some challenges. There's a greater EV slowdown right now, so demand is tough for EVs. So I think there's multiple things going on. Tesla obviously isn't immune to those factors, and I spoke to several analysts who actually said, considering everything that is going on, it's pretty impressive that Tesla was still able to hit $22.5 billion in revenue. So I think there's a lot of things going on. Okay,
let's talk a little bit more about the sales slump, though. How much of it do you think, if we can break it down, do we know how much of it is down to people's dislike for Elon Musk and how much of it is about the industry?
It's still early to tell. We know that the Tesla boycott movement lasted roughly a few months, and it's largely settled and disintegrated as of right now. It's still somewhat active, but definitely not what we were seeing a few months ago. And so the effects of that are to be seen. Right now, the data is not showing that people aren't buying Teslas because of that movement. In a few months and 6 months and maybe a year, maybe that data will become more clear. But as of right now, it's pretty hard to tell in terms of the numbers if that's actually the reason why. We know that there's also a bigger EV slowdown in general. Tesla is still the dominant EV maker in the US, so there's kind of conflicting messages that we're seeing. But we know, Tesla's grappling with a difficult economic environment, and on top of that, we have potential brand damage. So a couple things going on that could be impacting its sales.
Let's talk about this new, more affordable EV that the company is talking up. Is this going to help it bounce back and be able to compete with cheaper vehicles coming from China?
It could definitely bring a boost for the company. It could definitely create more demand. As we're seeing that EV slow down in China, the pricing competition is really tough. So I think it would be great if Tesla could get that more affordable vehicle out. And also in the US, there's, like I said, the tariff environment is very uncertain right now. I think a lot of auto manufacturers are kind of reeling with, tariffs in limbo. And so I think for those customers that are more price sensitive, a cheaper EV would definitely help boost sales and help create more demand for the company.
Now, Elon Musk has warned there's still maybe a rough stretch ahead for Tesla. How bad could it get yet? Worst case?
Yeah, he said the next few quarters could be rough. We feel like we've already seen, a rough few quarters. So as of right now, analysts weren't terribly surprised by the numbers, even though they were pretty bad. So I think there might be some room. We might see what we've been seeing. We might see a little bit worse. He said by the end of next year, he expects the financials to look a bit different for Tesla, to be a lot more compelling. So it's hard to say in between now and then, just how bad it will get. But what we saw today was, pretty bad for considering, the last decade for Tesla. So if it continues down that trajectory, I'm not sure how patient shareholders will be, in that time frame.
Well, maybe we'll have to check in then. Anna Altcheck from Business Insider. Thanks for coming on DW.
Thanks for having me.